Welcome back. My name is Taylor Bell. This is eSIM Studios. This is DTN Live, also known as Daily Tech News Live, episode number 4 for January the 10th. It is a Wednesday, middle of the week, and man, we have a number of big news stories, specifically for Pixel and Samsung. Big news that will definitely impact your usage if you have those two devices. And I also have a news story that also basically includes everybody in regards to carriers and when it comes to service. Now, let me send this link out since we got started. Give me just 1 second here. Tell everybody that we are live. Again, I plan on doing this. Try to do this daily, even on the weekends, even if it's just for 15, 20, 30 minutes. There's always something, right? Always something in the tech world. There's always news. Something's always going on, but just bear with me for 1 second here. And we will get started. We will definitely get started here. Let's see. Let me send this out on Instagram. If you want to follow us on Instagram, our tag is eSIM Studios, one word, eSIM Studios. Okay, let everybody know that we are live, and we will get going. I do want to let everybody know, I just, today I was in regards to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. We are planning on getting the S24 Ultra. I believe I'm going to get the mint color one, specifically because it has the black border. That is a Samsung exclusive. They have the orange, the mint green, and the what is it, like a light blue color. The light blue and the mint green color are the only Samsung exclusive phones that have a black border around the phone, black mid-frame. The orange color, the fire orange color, has a silver frame around the device. But putting that to the side, as I mentioned, plan on getting the S24 Ultra. However, it looks like we might be getting all three. I've been in contact with a number of case companies, big named case companies everybody's heard of, and they want to send me everything they got. So I was like, everything, like for all three devices? And everybody said, yeah. So I'm like, all right, looks like I'm gonna get all three. So now I'm not gonna say I'm gonna keep them for good. I might. We'll see. I don't know. It's in the works, but I'm reaching out to Samsung too to see if they can front me something to review. But we're gonna be heavy Samsung here in this next week or two. The launch is in 7 days, a week from today. We are going to live stream the launch. I want everybody watching this, whether you're watching live or you're watching it on the playback, make sure you tune in next Wednesday. What time is the Unpacked event? Let's see. Samsung Unpacked event. Let's see. I believe it's like, I want to say 10 a.m. We'll get started in a second. I'm letting the more people join us here. I'm just checking the Samsung event because I'm going to schedule a live stream for that. I want everybody to join. Okay, so it'll take place on January 17th. That's next Wednesday, a week from today. 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 12 p.m. noon here my time. So 10 a.m. on the West Coast. It's going to take place live in San Jose, California. So join us this time next week at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to do a live stream. We're going to have a launch party. We did the same thing with the launch of the Pixel 8 series. So what we're going to do is, look, I can't re-air or re-broadcast the Samsung Unpacked event because I'll probably get a copyright strike. But what we will do is I'll probably start it before it ends or right before it ends, and I want to get your input, right? This is not only a live stream obviously for our channel, but it's a live stream for you. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think about the device. Are you going to upgrade? Are you going to get it? If you are, what color? Are you not going to get it? Are you going to say, I'm going to wait for next year, and then why, right? So I'll put a link out. You can join me up here. We'll have like a Q&A and just a little back and forth. We'll go through. That's finally when all these specs will get confirmed, although especially today, we got a lot of stuff that that we'll get into. All right, so we got a fair number of people in, so let's go ahead and get started. So I woke up today, or let me move back. Last week, if you remember, Android 14 for regular Pixel devices on the stable build, right? If you're on the beta, you got good news today. If you're on the stable build, you've already gotten this update, right? You got the January security patch. I believe it was about last week. Now, if you didn't know, the people that are on the beta software, that are in the beta program, as I am, as we are, they typically get their updates a week later, a week after the stable build. And Google released the update today. So I'm actually letting my phone charge. Oh, I'm going to check this out. See that, the bumper on there? I did a case review for this bumper that I'm going to upload the video when this is done. It's pretty cool to check it out. I think I'm going to give it away. So if anybody wants it, this bumper case, hit me up in the comments. I'll ship it to you for free. It's for the Pixel 8 Pro. And stay tuned because I'm going to upload it. But we did get the January security patch for Pixel devices running on beta software. So what does it entail, right? What does it involve? What did they fix? What did they change? Well, I got everything for you right here. Let me remove this banner. Get that out of the way. And let's jump into it. So here's everything that was fixed and or changed in Android 14 QPR2 Beta 3. So here is the complete list. Resolved developer user reported issues. So this is everything that was fixed. Now, this list will be more extensive, more in-depth, more bug fixes than the stable build. Beta build is pre-release software, obviously pretty self-explanatory, but that means that there's more tweaks in the software. That means that there's, they're testing things out. That's what a beta is. So you're always going to see, not always, but typically you're going to see, almost always, more bug changes, more fixes, and even more features in this changelog here. So they fixed an issue where SPIRV sequences of op shift left followed by whatever looks like input fixes for ARM Vulkan driver 43 and 44 fixed issues that sometimes caused Bluetooth connections to be interrupted for some devices. I think I've had this once, maybe twice, if I can remember. I think in the last month or so. Fixed issues that sometimes cause a device to crash or become unresponsive after restarting. I have not had that issue, but if you have, this update will fix it. And they also fixed issues that in some rare cases cause devices to reboot while in idle mode, basically rebooting while the screen is off, device on, screen off mode. Fixed an issue that caused live wallpapers to stop animating. Interesting. They also fixed an issue that prevented Google Assistant from activating in some cases. I've had that. Sometimes, look, it seems to always work on my live stream, but whenever I say the key phrase GOOGLE, it'll pop up my assistant on the Pixel. And then when I want to use it, like whenever I'm not streaming, it sometimes tends to not work. So I'm glad to see that they fixed that as well. And now here are some other resolved issues as well. Fixed an issue where sometimes caused multi-finger gestures to stop working. Fixed the issue where device's screen didn't initially turn on. So it looks like they have a number of fixes here, right? I mean, these are some pretty important stuff. So fixed an issue that sometimes caused higher than usual CPU usage during video playback. That will drain your battery. But I'm glad to see they fixed it. Audio, they fixed a poor audio quality on higher power consumptions. I mean, look at all this stuff. Fixed swipe up. Because look, when we did the review of the stable build January security patch last week, there was like 3 or 4 things, and that was it. Basically, just a light. It was more security than anything. It was more security updates than feature updates. In this one, obviously the security is in there, but my God, that's a lot more fixes than in the stable build. With all of the news that we're going to go over today, I have everything down below. So if there's something, if you want to review this after we go live, if there's something you see you want to double check or look into a little more, please come back to our video and check out the description box. When we're done, I'll post the links down there. But you can do it, right? It's available right now. As you can tell, fixed system stability, performance, connectivity, camera, and accessibility. Wow, that's a lot. So simply go to your settings app and just go to the search icon and just search update, and it'll pop up right there. That's the easiest thing to do, is when you go to the settings, just search for what you're looking for. That is the easiest way. Now, real quick, I wonder how big this update is. Let's see. I don't believe, you know what? Let's find out right now, because I haven't turned mine on. Mine's still charging. It says in the very last thing, additionally, there is a bug in this build that reads as follows: the Assistant at-a-glance widget sometimes displays weather information in the wrong location. They fixed that as well. Let's see how big this update is. Oh, that's the issue tracker. I don't need that. I need this. Let's see. How big is it? So here you see January 10th is the release date. Build AP 11.231215.007. I wonder if Google Play Services got updated. I'll look into that later. How big is it? What are we looking at? Is it a big update? What's the deal? Check this out. I'll find out right now. So I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to search for update. And come on, preparing system update. Let me show you here. Come on now, I'm on live. Well, I just started the phone, so you know how it is. Anyways, it's available for anybody running the beta build. Now, I believe it goes all the way to the 5A. I think is where is the cutoff for these updates, right? So if you have an 8 Pro and you're running or 8 Pro down to the 5A and you're running beta software on any one of those Pixel devices, including Pixel Tablet, Pixel Fold, all of the updates are available. The January security patch. So anyways, I'll let y'all know later how big it is. I may put it in the description box after this. It's not like it's that important, but let's move on. Now, this next story, I actually got another video idea from this next story. Now, as you know, look, who you decide to go with as your carrier, that is a big decision, right? Because you're not only looking at, obviously the number one thing is money, how much is it going to cost per month, and the number two thing is availability, right? The reach, how good is the service that you buy, right? At least for the money too. You can get up towards the expensive side of things, but you should have a good amount of service as far as how far it stretches, it reaches, and how strong the signal is, right? When you're away from Wi-Fi. And typically, the cheaper the service, probably quality drops as well. Well, there's a new report that states T-Mobile actually was voted the overall best mobile network, I guess, in quality, right? This is not taking money into factor with this report. This is strictly on how strong the service is, how strong the signal is, how far it reaches. Not only that, but actual download speeds, right? Download and upload speeds. So let's look in this report to see who else scored high on the list. Now, this gives me another app review idea, because this app, Open Signal, I'm going to review this probably today or tomorrow. I'll put a video out. It's pretty cool, and I've used it for years. It's safe, gives you a ton of information. Anyways, we'll get into that. Please be on the lookout for that app review. It's very cool. It allows you to test your carrier network. It also lets you see all the other networks, T-Mobile, at&t, Verizon. Now, it won't show you like Mint Mobile. It won't show you Metro PCS, because all of the smaller carriers use one of the bigger carriers, basically use their data, and they just resell it to you, right? So it's got the big three. So if you have a Metro PCS, just go to T-Mobile, right? Or if you have Cricket or thinking about getting Cricket, select at&t. And then wherever you see that map where it reaches, that will fall under Cricket. But T-Mobile won. So following data collected from September of last year to December of last year, Open Signal voted T-Mobile the best overall experience carrier on 5G for consumers. The quote-unquote Un-carrier offers an average download speed of 113 megabytes per second and 12 megabytes per second for the upload stream, beating the competition by a wide margin. Regionally, T-Mobile remained quite dominant across all 50 states, and its competition jarred for space in a few areas, i.e. in the country, in the sticks, right, where there's no cell towers. That's where they really struggle, right? The Mojave Desert out in Nevada, even like the Rocky Mountains, any deserts, any huge forest areas. Not necessarily forest, because but desert seems to be the once you get out more west and there's just a bunch of land, that's where the signal starts to stretch, right? So let's see, this is the second year in a row that T-Mobile has taken the award, achieving a score of 80.3%. Breaking things down, T-Mobile is well ahead of its competition in terms of average download speeds on 5G. So where does AT&T, we're not going to spend too much time because we're going to get to the big stuff, but I just wanted to bring this up. Where the other ones landed. Let's see. Wow, T-Mobile ranked in. T-Mobile offers 2.5 times faster experience than the next closest in competition, which is at&t, which has a average download speed of 45 megabytes per second. And then Verizon came in third place at 38 megabytes per second. This is insane. This is crazy, because here's the deal, real quick. T-Mobile's known to have a ton of data breaches, right? And that has to enter your mind if you currently have T-Mobile, or you're thinking about getting T-Mobile. You have to worry about these data breaches. It seems like every few months there's a data breach, and they're getting all your information, all of it, and it's sold on the dark web. But for the price, T-Mobile looks like the better deal if you don't want to go with a smaller carrier, at&t, Cricket, Metro, even Mint Mobile, even though that's under T-Mobile umbrella. But look, T-Mobile is, prices are getting up there. They're going up, right? AT&T prices very high. Verizon prices very high, but they're on the top tier, right? T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Well, if T-Mobile can offer you, if they're fairly close in price, T-Mobile can offer you 2.5 times the download speeds of its next closest competition, then for the price, T-Mobile seems like the better get over Verizon or AT&T. Now, you have to ultimately make that decision, right? Because some employers, will have a discount for an employee discount. If you work for AT&T, but if you work for like McDonald's may have a deal with AT&T where you get like 20% off their service. All that, look into all that stuff. But I'm just saying, from this report, prices, once you get up to the top tier with those three, it's pretty competitive. Now, it may be expensive, but it's still competitive. And T-Mobile looks like it's by far the better choice. Again, just be wary that they do experience data breaches every so often. So just got to keep that in mind. I will link this in the description box below. I'm also going to do a app test on OpenSignal. It's a really, really cool app. And before you download it, you can go ahead and download it, but I'm going to go walk you through the whole app, how it works, how to use it. I need to do more app reviews, but I'll have that for you here coming up the next day or two. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Y'all ready? Let's go. Samsung. Boy, oh boy, Samsung. Before we get to the big Unpacked event and the big news that hit the airwaves right today, speaking of updates, we just got into the Pixel update news. Samsung issued a bunch of updates today, as well the January security patch for a number of devices. I wanted to get this out there because I do know, look, we have a large amount of Pixel users that are subscribed to this channel. We have a decent amount of Samsung users that are subscribed to this channel. So I always try to hit on Pixel news and Samsung news. And I sprinkle in everything else, right? So it looks like Verizon and Samsung are issuing out the latest security patch to Galaxy devices, including the Note 20 to the Galaxy Z Fold 5. So what does that mean? Note 20 to Z Fold 5? Well, it says the Note 20, Z Fold 3. Oh, here we go. The Galaxy Note 20, Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, the Z Flip 3, Z Fold 3, Z Flip 5, and Z Fold 5. If you have one of those devices, please check your device for an update, and you should be getting this January security patch. Okay. Sorry, got it right here. There's the list. And if you need this list, go see the link in the description box. Okay, big news. You ready? Give me 1 second. Okay, had to get a drink of water. The closer we get to the launch of the S24 series, and when I say S24, typically I'm mentioning and or meaning the Ultra, because that's their highest selling S24 model is the Ultra model. And it will have the top tier, all of the flagship features you can imagine and more, right? It's kind of like the Pixel 8 Pro, and the Pro version actually has a number of features that the regular Pixel 8 does not have. And Samsung is going to include all of them in the Ultra, and then the Plus and the regular S24 might be missing one or two, features, right? But as we get closer to the launch a week from today, it seems like there's leaks that come out and news that comes out every day of what this S24 series is going to include. And I was just thinking today, my God, they're going to blow the competition away. And I'm not just talking about other Android devices. I'm looking at you, Apple. I'm looking at you, iPhone users. This S24 Ultra is going to blow everything out of the water. Now, why do I say that? Because, for one thing, I was using this quite a bit this morning. This S23 Ultra. God, it's such a badass phone. Today, January 10th, 2024. In my opinion, it's not only the very best Android device, it's the best device, period. Including Apple, including iPhone. Look, I love my Pixel. I do. I'll always have a Pixel no matter what. We are #Team Pixel. I love this nothing phone. Honestly, I love it. I was using it without a case today. Half scared, but I was with a tight grip. But the S23 Ultra is the best phone. Now, I say that because just think, in a week, they're going to put out an update, the updated model to this S23 Ultra in just a week. I mean, this S23 Ultra has been out for 11 months, almost a year, and it's still the best phone. Now Samsung's going to wipe away the competition with this new S24 Ultra. I say that because look at this news we got today. Where are we at? Let me pull up this right here. We will get into these cases in a second. This is what I wanted to show you. So Samsung, some of these slides, when they launch the device, they'll have usually the CEO, they'll have Tim Cook for Apple up there talking, where I'm sure they'll have a Samsung executive up there, at least in charge of their mobile division up there, talking about the new S24 Ultra. Behind them, they have those slides or pictures that show information and data. Well, apparently those slides got leaked today, and basically puts everything to rest as far as speculation, because we got not only confirmed information from what we reported on, but we got new information. And not just new information, this is badass Class A1 info. The S24 Ultra is gonna have ray tracing for games. Now, ray tracing, if you're not familiar, it's not common in the mobile industry. It's more, obviously, if you're a gamer, you play games, it's very important with the high-end CPUs, more specifically GPUs, for ray tracing. Traces rays, light rays, right? It's good for gaming. It helps responsiveness, it helps with the smooth, helps the device, the processor, keep up with the information it's putting on its display. As I mentioned, I can't even think of any other phones that have ray tracing at all. That's why this is such big news. So there's a user on Twitter that posted slides from an apparent S24 series presentation. The slides reveal details such as display brightness and games with ray tracing support. And I have some other big time gaming news here for the S24 Ultra we'll get to in a second. And then they also show a slide of how the camera zoom works. So let's look at these real quick, right? So, larger screens with slimmer bezels. S24 Ultra 6.8, S24 Plus 6.7, S24 base model 6.2 inches. Brighter outdoor visibility. The S24 Ultra looks like we'll get up to 2600 nits of brightness. And last year's model only got 1500 nits. I say only 1500 nits. Look, you can tell the difference. My Pixel 8, and I was just noticing this today when I was outside. My Pixel 8 Pro gets 2000 nits of brightness. I was using my Pixel 8 Pro and my S23 Ultra. From this slide, it's saying the S23 Ultra gets 1500 nits of brightness. There's a 500 nits of brightness difference between the Pixel 8 Pro and the S23 Ultra. I could tell the Pixel 8 Pro screen was significantly brighter in direct sunlight, and it helps a lot when you're trying to look at the screen. So the S24 Ultra is going to jump to 2600 nits, so it'll be even brighter than the Pixel 8 Pro, and the Pixel 8 Pro has a super bright screen, so that's good news. Now it looks like you'll get Vision Booster, a feature called Vision Booster, vibrant color and sharp contrast, even outdoors, adaptive color tone adjustment for each surrounding color temperature, so it won't just be like one color tone for your whole display, right? It'll be different color tones on whatever you're viewing, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that. Let's look at the next slide. Gaming performance. So here's the Exynos 2400. If you watch yesterday's episode, they are including the Exynos 2400, not on the Ultra. S24 Ultra is getting Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 around the globe, but the S24 and S24 Plus are getting the Samsung Exynos 2400 CPU only in the Europe region, which sucks, but if you live there, but it is what it is. We don't have to worry about that here in the United States. Now let's see what details we got here. We have ray tracing, more realistic graphics, and it looks like it's specific titles here. Let's see. Diablo Immortal, Nightcrow, and a couple other games. I can't really make out the words, but I believe they will be launching more games in the future that will enable the ray tracing. Now it will have 12% faster touch responsiveness for a smooth, faster paced gaming like controls. And we will get into a major part of the gaming here in a second, but let's get through these. Space zoom. Let's see how this works. Space zoom. New quad telecamera. High resolution 5x telephoto. Available 50 megapixels. High resolution photos and 8K videos. Let's see. So it'll get 2x, 3x, 5x, and 10x optical zoom. Excellent zoom quality at all ranges. AI zoom for photos. Here's an AI feature. Multi-frame processing for all zoom ranges. It says asterisk underneath that, the S23 Ultra only activated multi-frame processing when above 20x. So you'll get multi-frame processing for all zoom ranges, right? From 1x to, what did it say? 1x, 10x, no, 1x to, well, that was optical zoom. Sorry. Super resolution based on deep learning. And then you get the quad telesystem with optical quality. 12 megapixel digital zoom versus 50 megapixel adaptive pixel optical quality zoom. It's kind of hard to tell as far as on these examples they give, because just looking at it right now, it's kind of hard to tell. But, you know, it's probably a screenshot and the resolution sucks. Not on the S24, but from this slide that we're given. I took a photo today. If you go over to our community tab, if you go to eSIM Studios on YouTube, you click our icon, slide over to where it says community, and then scroll down, you'll see a photo of a sign. Now, I took this photo 100x. So I zoomed in 100 times, and I was far, far away from this sign. I was probably at least 150 yards. Almost 2 football fields away. It was a huge parking lot. And I was trying to, man, what's the farthest thing I can take a picture of? So got a sign, 100x, took a photo, and check this out. I posted it on our community tab, but look at this. It's incredible. That's at 100x. Now, was I showing this to y'all or was I not? I hope y'all were reading this as I was. God damn it. Alright, well, I'll have to trim that out after the live stream. But alright, look at this real quick. We'll go over this real quick. So here's the display, right? Y'all can see this? Son of a bitch. Alright, so that's what I was reading off of. I apologize about that. There's the gaming performance. There's the space zoom and the photo qualities we were just mentioning. And then here is a picture of the colors. You have titanium black. Now it looks like the titanium is going to be ultra specific. So on the S24 Ultra, you'll get the device made of titanium. And on the smaller, I shouldn't say, well, yeah, I guess it is smaller, but on the other models, the S24, S24 Plus, it doesn't say titanium in the name. So I doubt it'll be made of titanium. I think they're saving that just for the Ultra models. Very cool. Was that the last one? I believe so. Very, very cool. All right, let's wrap this up. There's one or two last things I wanted to get into. Y'all can see this? Okay, now I'm paranoid that I have the right screen. S24, as we mentioned, was going to offer ray tracing for games, but this news I am more excited about. I don't play games on my computer, on my phone, anything, right? So that's cool, but it doesn't really, encompass everything that I do. But this next feature, I was absolutely ecstatic. I was very happy to see this. What is that? Well, the S24 series is going to have a new revamped cooling system. Yes, cooling system. The S24, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra reportedly have, and these are new, vapor chambers that are 1.5, 1.6, and nearly 2 times larger than the series before them. So the new S24 Ultra will have a vapor chamber that's twice the size of the S23 Ultra. Another leak claims the S24 Ultra will support ray tracing. Yeah, we just got in that. And will have 12% faster touch response. So, one of the things, if you're a subscriber or watcher of this channel, that bugs the hell out of me, is my Pixel series device. Now, I haven't had it happen on the 8 Pro, but my Pixel 7 Pro would overheat. It would overheat when taking videos in 4K, and I would not be able to use the camera app, and in a couple instances it actually shut down. And I was thinking, damn man, why didn't they focus more on cooling? Because that's what happens. The device gets hot, right? Now, it only happened in the summer. It's not like it happens all the time or in the winter. On the Pixel, it only happened in the summer months when here in Texas it gets 105, 103 degrees. Anything like 95 and over, it would overheat while taking videos and 4K videos and shut down. Well, I've never ever had any issues with my Samsung, ever. And them improving this cooling system, them doubling its size from the previous year, just shows you how much detail and or basically being proactive so that issue doesn't pop up and then they have to fix it on the following model. No. They are being proactive and just making 100% sure this is not going to be an issue when they launch the device. Now somebody, who is this? An insider? Here we go. Let's look at this. S24 have enhanced cooling performance. Large vapor chambers. Yes, these are chambers and inside the device that actually allows for vapor to pass through and cool down. I guess it's not really like liquid cooled, but I guess it's half, right? If you have a dry air cooler and a liquid cooler, vapor chamber or vapor cooler would be like somewhere in the middle, right? Because vapor is obviously from water. So let's see if I can. Is there a video to play, or it's just a? It is just a photo, but okay, no problem there. So it just shows you where it's located at, right in the sweet spot. It's right where the battery is, and right where the CPU is. So it's perfectly engineered, I'm sure, to cool down your device. Here are some of those slides we got into. Now, I mentioned 12% faster responsiveness, right? That's big for gaming, that's big for photo editing, that's big for anything you do on your device. So every year they improve on this. Every year. Now, one thing they don't mention is the S Pen. It should definitely increase. Not that there was a problem on the S23 model, but as close as you can get to the real deal, real life drawing with a pen or physically touching something, not a display, but as close as you can get to real life, that's where it needs to be, right? So apparently they've increased touch responsiveness. Now, here it's saying by 10. On the last article, it's at 12. So if you want to average it out somewhere right around there, that's good news. As Ice Universe on Twitter says, it means smoother and faster response. Let's see what this is. Hold up. Let me share the audio. Share audio. All right, let's go. there you have it. Unpacked event. They got that on the new Sphere Coliseum, or I don't know, amphitheater, whatever you want to call it, the new one in Las Vegas where they hold concerts, and the inside and outside of that globe is all digital. So I remember seeing that lit up during the Formula One race they recently had there in Las Vegas. Very cool. That'll wrap it up. That will do it for DTN Daily Tech News Live here on eSIM Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. If you have any questions, here's one thing before we get out of here. I want to do a Q&A session now. Today I went over my time, scheduled time, but I was late as well. But I want to get into doing some Q&A, some interactions with you, the viewer. Maybe one episode I'll do if there's a slow news day. I'll do Q&A with y'all, right? If you got questions about phones, about processors, what's better than this, what's better than that, camera quality, we can even do iPhone versus Android debates. I don't care, but I think that'll be fun, and definitely something we can get into here in the future. So I do thank you for joining us today, and as always, I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm going to do app review of OpenSignal. I'm going to give away this bumper case. So if you want it, holler at me. Comments, hit me up on Instagram at eSIM Studios. Or if you want it, let me know. Now, if you're late, I might have already shipped it to somebody. But if you want this, I'm not going to use it. So if you want it, holler at me and I'll ship it to you for free. So that'll do it. I'm going to put this review out right now. So I'm going to upload that. And what else we got? The OpenSignal app review. And I got some other case reviews. I got a whole closet full of cases. So I appreciate the time. And as always, as I mentioned, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.